Guccimane responds to Enchanting's family. To find out what happened, watch this whole video and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, man. So Guccimane pulled up to Enchanting's family, and the whole argument they had was that he only gave the family $10,000 to help support with everything that they have to put together for her celebration of life, man. Gucci said it wasn't his fault. It's not like she was targeted for being in the streets or anything like that. It wasn't because she was a 1017 artist that got her taken out, man. It was self-inflicted. Basically, the friends around her and all the people. Guccimane already told her that she was supposed to be with him and Keisha Kior the whole entire time. They were supposed to be working on projects together and everything like that. He wanted her to go do a show with Glorilla. Glorilla and them told her, wait, meet us at the hotel. Once they got to the hotel and everything like that, this is when they started partying and turn up, because they thought they was about to go and meet up with Glorilla and do shows and everything in the South, right? But Guccimane had already warned her, because he said, don't end up like bigscarr. And it's the same situation over and over again, man. And so we want to send our condolences to Enchanting. Put the 1017s in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Do you think Gucci has something to do with this? And are you supporting Enchanting and all the people like bigscarr, all of the lost ones, Young Dolph? Let me know where y'all from, man. So this whole situation now, the family, they into it and have like basically they're heated at Guccimane. They mad at Guccimane because they feel like he's not doing enough to help them and everything. And she was the main breadwinner for the family. She was the one making the most money out the family, and Guccimane was the person who was pretty much paying her. And so they thinking like, man, Gucci gotta help the family so that they can hurry up and make ends meet, because the bills are coming up. Enchanting had a whole entire budget and everything like that. And so now they're looking at how did this all happen, man. It's a sad situation, but it could have easily been avoided. If you really look at the facts and how everything played out that night, Enchanting was with other people. She was with a whole lot of other people, and they were watching her. They knew what she took. They were the ones who was telling her, oh, don't worry, just take this, it'll be fun, you know. And the peer pressure really got to Enchanting. Like, the people that was around her, they was just there for the good times, the parties, the fun. They're not there to take care of her. They're not her babysitter, and they're not there to hold her hands through life and tell her the rights and wrongs of every little thing that you could do. And so these people, they was just basically selfish. They were trying to have, like, they were just all about, as long as they're having fun and they're having a good time and nothing happened to them, it's all cool for them. So once the complications started with Enchanting, they tried to wake her up. She wouldn't wake up. She couldn't wake up. They was there waiting for hours, and they could have called the Amber Lamb within the first 30 minutes, but they waited and waited. They're like, what should we do? What should we do? We got to clean this whole place up. It's all the stash, the loot is all over the place, man. Because if they couldn't even call the ambulance right then and there, because they had the whole pill bottle spilled all over the counter. Everything in the Airbnb in the hotel was a mess. So they tried to clean it up. By the time they cleaned it up, they tried to call Enchanting's family and everything like that. Enchanting family is like, why didn't you call the ambulance? We on the way, but you gotta call them ambulance right away, man. So they were like pleading to them, go get help right now. Can somebody do CPR? Can somebody find a doctor or some type of medical transport to get her to the hospital? They was trying to rush Enchanting to the hospital, but all the people, all the friends around her were freaking out too much about all the bottles they had and everything that was gonna get them in trouble. So they delayed getting her help, which could have actually saved her and brought her back. And so by the time the family got there, the ambulance wasn't even there. They went in and everything. They tried to put cold water on her. They tried to do everything, but they asked the people, what did she take? What did she take? None of them wanted to say nothing because they didn't want to snitch or nothing like that. All her friends left. They all got Ubers. They got in their cars and left and didn't even look back and ask how she was doing or nothing like that, man. So a lot of these people, you can't trust nobody. They all there to have a good time and spend your money, but they never gonna help you out when everything hits the fan and it's an emergency situation like that. Thankfully, the family was like, they were able to get her, rush her to the spot, and this is where Enchanting was fighting for her life. She was on life support for multiple days, man. And the beep, the everything was going, the heart rate monitor and everything like that. But at the end of it all, man, you can't just, it's not supposed to be where you on that machine forever. So they had to cut the cord, they had to pull the plug on everything. And when you go back and look at everything, man, this whole situation, it's a bad look, because this is just the new generation and how they respond to everything like this. That everybody think it's all fun and games, and you partying and all that, you taking this, you drinking that, and then all of a sudden somebody dropped to the ground. What are you gonna do? Everybody was in the wrong state of mind to even be able to help for somebody that's like actually just fell to the ground like the way that she did. She could have hit her head and everything like that, man. All her friends that were with her, man, those were not her real friends. Them was not her real friends, man. And Gucci Mane was trying to tell her, be with security or be with me and Keisha Kior and everything like that. And so now it's a bad look on Gucci Mane, with all of his artists having something happen to them. They either locked up or they got taken out by some way. And this exactly the way that bigscarr passed and everything. It was the same way Enchanting. They both had got a cut pill, a bean. Like, when you really look at it, the people, they shouldn't have even trusted the people that they got it from, because how do you know that they're not just trying to finesse her out of her money and everything like that? Most of these days, everybody is capping, especially in the streets like that. You can't expect to get anything real no more in the streets. And so at the end of the day, when you look at it, everybody knows what's going on. They've been cutting the stuff with the Fetty Wap, and she got hit with that. And so when they catch the guy who served her that fake bean, this is what's gonna actually get the justice for her, man. We want justice for Enchanting, justice for everybody that's been affected by this. And the family, they're distraught right now. The family declared that she was targeted for some reason. Either they already purposely knew it was cut and everything and gave it to her, or they must have had some type of like ops or some type of beef that nobody knew about. And when you look at the female rapper, she's 1017 signed to Gucci Mane. So we never, if she had a beef with somebody, we would have already known about it. We would have already seen diss tracks and everything. Especially nowadays in 2024, it's the year of the diss track. It's the year of diss rap. And so if she had problems with anybody that would have did this to her, we would have already seen. And so now this is what people are trying to figure out. The investigators are looking at everything. The toxicology report came back that she took 3 times the limit of what you can handle. So who gave her that much? Because when you go back and look at it, her friends is still here. So how come her friends didn't get touched by it, but they did the same thing? Her friends are fine. They walking around. Her friends drove home that night and nothing happened to them. But how is it that it happened to her and she's the one that falls out? You see, it's all about you see how she just magically became unlucky and the right bean ended up in her hand and everything, and her friends were the ones who picked out which bean goes to which person. When you really go back and look at it, man, the warning signs was written all over the place. It was a red flag immediately as soon as her friends came up to her and they started asking about money before anything. They were like, yeah, just give us $1,000 and we'll give you everything for the party and everything like that. So they tried to make her check in. They tried to do a lot of stuff. It was extortion. They basically was trying to have something happen to her so they could take her money and her chains and everything like that. When you look at all of the rappers these days, they always got cash money on them, at least $20,000. They got on them in 20s. They got a chain on that's worth $50,000. They drive an expensive car that's usually a foreign car or a supercar. And so when you add it all up together, they try to get Enchanting to pretty much like be knocked out so that they could take the keys and get the money and her chains from her car, man. And then they could melt it down at Johnny Dang and get more money out of it and everything like that. When you really go back and look at it, it looked like she got set up and the people around her left so quickly as soon as the family and the ambulance showed up. They didn't want to give no statements to none of the people that came trying to help her, because they were trying to tell the doctors exactly what she took so that they could try to revive her in the correct way. And none of the people told the doctor what she took. They all left and ran away like they had got in trouble or something like that. They did the race. Imagine that. Imagine something happened to you and you with all your friends, and when the ambulance come and they're trying to rescue you, and they ask, what did they take, and your friends do the race, they run off on the paramedics as if they was 12 or something like that. And so this is a sad situation. Everybody can learn from this lesson. You got to understand that there's no more being on that type of time. Nobody should be on that type of energy no more. Drop the beans, kick every little habit that isn't good for you, because look at how it ended up, man. So let me know what y'all think about Enchanting. Are you a supporter? You want to get justice for her?